Hey everybody, welcome to the week 7 guided assignment. We're going to look a little bit more at purchase orders and vendor credits and other things that are related to uh, businesses buying things from their suppliers or their vendors. Anyway, so I'm just going to jump right in under the guidelines section of the guided assignment. So of course, number one is to open our sample company file, which I have open. And now we're going to go to the expenses and pay bills area. So again, that's this little button right here. And then we're going to open our vendor list. You can also go into that expenses and pay bills area by using this little button here, and then it will give you these options. So there's another way to do it. There's always 2 or 3 ways to do everything in QuickBooks. All right, so all right, I have my vendor list up on the screen. That was step 3, and step 4 is for us to review our existing vendors. So you can see we got a bunch. And today we're going to be working with with Hicks Hardware, which is step 5 is for us to locate Hicks Hardware. There they are. And then just if we want to see, if we click on them, we'll see a list of all the transactions that we've done with them in the past. So that, I guess, what the vendor list is for, so we can review things. So we're going to actually create a purchase order for this vendor. And so the easiest way to create a purchase order, for me, is I just use the create button, go under vendors, and create and click purchase order. A purchase order is an interesting document. Maybe you've dealt with them where you work, but in essence, it's something that a business creates and then sends to their vendor that says, we have approved this purchase, so please go ahead and get it ready for us. Um, this is kind of an internal thing. Like, for example, at EAC, if I wanted to purchase, I don't know, some sort of new um, headset for recording my lectures, I would first have to get approval from my supervisor, and then I would submit uh, a request. And when that request was approved by my supervisor and then approved by the accounting department, and then usually approved also by my vice president over my area, then a purchase order would be created, and we would send that purchase order to our vendor, and our vendor would know that they could go ahead and get our order ready because we had approved them getting paid. So that's what a purchase order is. If you think about all of that, no money actually changes hands when we create a purchase order, right? We're just creating a document we can send to the supplier. Anyway, so we're going to create this one for Hicks Hardware. And you'll see this little window that popped up. Do we want to pre-fill this and overwrite your entries? I'm going to say no. I'm going to go ahead and enter my own entries. We'll use today's date for the purchase order. I'm on step 7, by the way. And then we're going to be purchasing sprinkler heads. And how many of them? 10. Here in the description, I'm going to put replacement sprinkler heads for customer job. Whoops. Let me make sure I'm getting the right thing here. That feels Oh, that's right. All right. So 10 of them. They are 75 cents a piece. And if we want, we can even put the specific customer and it will link it to them, but that's not part of this. So we're going to just review it, make sure we have everything in there we want. And then we will hit save and close. And the next thing we're going to do, so that's, I guess I just wanted, like, that is a purchase order. And that is how we tell our supplier we're ready to purchase this and that we have approval to do so. The next thing we're going to create is what's called a vendor credit. And a vendor credit is just when our vendor gives us some sort of either a reduction of what we owe them for some reason. The most common reason is that we're not satisfied, or maybe they shipped us something and it broke in transit. So we call them up and they're like, yeah, we'll just credit that off of your account. So again, we're going to use, so to create a new one, we're just going to go to create, go under vendors, and then we're going to do, well, I'm not seeing it. So try, oh, I guess I just missed it. Sorry, guys. I promise I know how to do this. I think I just didn't see it. So we're going to create a vendor credit. I've used QuickBooks lots of times. I promise. I'm not just making this up as I go. And we're going to do Hicks hardware again. We'll use today's date. And then here we'll do, oh, so it's not a category. Sorry. I'm going to do items. This can really confuse people sometimes. Um, if we're actually buying a product or a specific service, then that's what we'll use here, and we'll use the item details. Whereas if it's not something specific and it's just some expense amount, often services that are less specific, we'll use the category details. And so that's just something that I have seen throw people off before. You kind of have to know what you're trying to do here. And we're saying that this is for sprinkler heads. And in the description, we're going to write credit for returned sprinkler heads. Got two of them. Oops. Two of them. And that should do it. I always try to review things just to make sure I didn't make an error. I'll hit save and close. So now if we look here in our vendor record, and if you somehow got turned on, where you're not no longer on this, you can always just go back to vendors and then find Hicks hardware. You can see we have the purchase order and we have the vendor credit right there. All right. So that got us all the way through step 24. All right. So another area I want to show you is the contractor section. So again, here under expenses and bills, if we go to contractors, the sample file here only has one contractor. And a contractor is kind of like a vendor, except for there's some legal distinction, right? They do work for us um, in a slightly different capacity than like a vendor will usually come in and do something for us. Um, uh, they provide services like you take your car in and have maintenance done on it, and so that company that does the maintenance is a vendor, whereas a contractor is usually providing services on for your client or your customer on behalf of you. So it's a little bit different um, in that contractors have a more direct relationship with your customers, but it still runs through you. And so um, the assignment here says to review the sort of information that they might need in order that we were going to track for a contractor, and they even use the name vendor here actually in the assignment information, right? So a contractor is a vendor of sorts, but a special one that works with your customer. So I'm not going to actually add a contractor, but I'm going to show you when I click on that um, that it starts with just a name and an email address. And then the other information you'll put in will be very similar to what you would do for a vendor, like their address, their email address, and then their tax ID or their social security number, those sorts of things. So we're not going to actually add or create a contractor. Just want to show you that they're similar to vendors in our system, and the only real difference, again, is how they work um, with our customers more directly than most vendors would. All right, so we're going to run a few reports uh, based on the things we just did. So I'm going to go to reports. And we're going to run an accounts payable aging summary. Let's see, there it is. And I think we made one of these last week. But again, this just shows our vendors and what we owe them. And then it breaks it down by how past due things are, or how long it's been since how long we've owed this money to them. So we can see in this case, we have these two companies, Diego's Road Warrior and Hicks Hardware, that we have current amounts due. And you can see we actually right now Hicks Hardware owes us money, but when we process that purchase order and actually buy those items, then we'll owe them. But we have $1.50 credit with them. We can see that for Brosnahan Insurance, Norton Lumber, and Robertson Associates, that we owe them money, and we're 1 to 30 days past due. And so if I was a manager, I'd want to know why we're not paying these bills on time. And then we have PG&E, where we're 31 to 60 days past due. That's Pacific Gas and Electric. So that's our electric bill. We probably want to look into that, right? Make sure our power doesn't go out. So this is going to be part of the things we submit for this assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and save them as a PDF. The second one is a vendor balance detail. So this is similar. Except it's going to give us a little more detail. The name of the vendor, the due date, the amount we owe them, etc. And so if we have multiple bills from them, those will show up as separate line items. So that is a vendor balance detail report, and it can be very helpful. And again, we're going to submit this. So I'll save it as a PDF. And then the last one we're going to do is an open purchase order list. And I'm pretty sure we haven't done this one before. And there's an open purchase order detail or an open purchase order list. I'll click on the list. This shows that we have the one we just created for Hicks Hardware, and we have another purchase order open for Tim Phillips Masonry. A purchase order will be closed out when we receive an invoice with the goods, when the supplier or vendor sends them to us, and then it will no longer be open. And again, I'm going to save this one so that I can submit it. For this assignment then, I just want you to submit those 3 PDFs to show that you had created that Hicks hardware and done those things, and then answer the questions below. You probably know the drill by now. As always, if you have additional questions, don't be afraid to reach out. I'm here for you, and I'll help you work through whatever the challenges are. Anyway, so good luck, and have a great week.